Hello friends, James Stephenson back with another episode of Breakfast with Loki, and let's talk about why I blocked ZeroSumGame33 yesterday, finally. But first, things first, let's check in on Loki. Is he ready to eat breakfast? We're about to find out. Let's see as I stand up, grab his breakfast. There you go, buddy. Breakfast. And if he wants to eat that, he'll come over and eat breakfast, and if he doesn't want breakfast, he'll stay right there. Either way, sometimes I like to drink coffee out of some different mugs that I have in the house. I've got a few different mugs. Here's one of them. Let me switch to this other view. Let's see if we can get a better look here. Hold on. I don't know why, out of these particular mugs, the coffee just tastes better. Not sure what it is. I think it's just a really high quality mug they make over at the Tweet Mugs place. That's one of the mugs that I put some coffee in. Here's another one. It's just really good coffee out of this, out of this particular mug. So somehow it tastes better. I can't explain it really. It's not very often that I split the coffee up between 3 different mugs. But they're good mugs. So let me share my screen with you, and Loki is in the camera down here. So if he decides to go eat, I'll try to remember to move the Loki cam. Let me just move that over a little bit, make sure his head stays in the frame as he yawns. Oh, Loki's so cute. Alright, so what's this tweet say? It says, we can agree to disagree about whether or not Mark was tweeting purposefully hyperbolic optimism about Tesla's ability to ramp and monetize Megapack. That's fine. What's not fine is how he treats good, smart people who question his projections with arrogance and contempt. So who are we talking about right here? Well, this is Mark Henry, a guy I hoped I would never have to make one video about, and I am now forced to make my 3rd video about after I finally blocked him yesterday. He's just... the pushback that I'm getting from people is, hey, this guy believes in Tesla's earnings growth. Yeah, okay, so the next... He does. To some extent, at least, he believes in the long-term investment in Tesla. Now, he recently sold almost all of his call options, which is a long position in Tesla, which he says he's trying to time the market and wait for a pullback. Okay, fine. The question I want to ask next is, do we in the Tesla community have to put up with anybody who's long Tesla, no matter how rude and mean they are to good, smart people in the Tesla community, no matter what names they call us, no matter how dismissive and arrogant they are, no matter how outlandish the predictions are that they make? People are going to disagree on their future projections, and you know what? Everybody's going to be wrong. Why is that? Because the first rule of forecasting is whatever you forecast, it will be wrong. The second rule of forecasting is be less wrong. So I think rather than listening to the community that has overwhelmingly been telling Mark Henry at ZeroSumGame33, it's not a zero-sum game, investing. Everybody can win in investing. Everybody can be better off. Everybody can increase their standard of living by investing in companies that serve and benefit humankind, right? Maybe the handle he chose should have told us something about his way of thinking from the beginning. So I blocked him yesterday. Let's scroll up this thread and see what we're talking about here. So this thread began with I like Teslas, at I like Teslas on Twitter, tweeting, haha, these new accounts are not telling the truth all the time. And as evidence, here's a screenshot from ZeroSumGame33 saying I sold 80% of my Tesla position. I am anti-cult. So if you want to know what Mark Henry at ZeroSumGame33 thinks of the Tesla community, he thinks it's a cult. He said it repeatedly. You can search for his handle in the word cult, and you'll find lots of examples of him calling the Twitter retail investor community brain dead, zombies, and dumb, and well, go read it for yourself. Too many zombie retail investors following the herd. All these Tesla YouTube videos are nothing more than propaganda. So I replied to that before we both blocked each other. I wonder what YouTube video propaganda he's talking about. So these are my two videos. I made one January 1st and I made one January 9th. The one January 1st was called Lower Your Expectations for Megapack. I believe in Megapack's long-term potential to grow Tesla earnings. What I don't have are unrealistically bullish expectations for how much of that they're going to do, how quickly. That's what we've seen over the 7 or 8 weeks that this account has been tweeting hyperbolic projections for how much money Megapack is going to contribute to earnings, how quickly. The second video you can see here was titled Unlimited Pricing Power. That's something that this account said Tesla had, unlimited pricing power. That's the kind of thing you would say if you were trying to encourage people to join you in your trade, or if you were seeking exit liquidity for your underwater call options, which they were after Mark Henry bought them in early December, and the stock price fell, 50% from there, right? Possibly one's asking questions like, who is this guy? What do we really know about him? Are his sudden appearance and unsupported / hard-to-believe bullish claims red flags? That he's tweeting whatever it takes to drive enough interest to flip his call options for cash? Well, he did. He did flip his call options for cash on February the 8th. He told us in his tweet here, right? So Tommy Tesla at Tesla Wins 2 replied, James, come on, you honestly believe one tiny Twitter account can move Tesla? I've heard a few people saying this, and it's ridiculous. I never said I believe the recent run-up in Tesla stock is because some guy started tweeting insanely bullish projections for Megapack. I said, this guy bought call options, they immediately went underwater, then he tweeted stuff he hoped would generate exit liquidity. Stuff about how the next leg up in Tesla revaluation was going to be driven by Megapack, right? I never said that did cause the run-up. What I meant was nobody thinks they can move a stock with a tweet. I don't know why you think Zero would think that either. I said desperate times, desperate measures. Tesla options are traded in greater volume than any other equity name. Where do day traders, heck, where do institutional investors go to measure sentiment? The honest ones will tell you they go to Twitter to find out why the stock price is up or down. I'm not trying to pretend that retail is a majority of trades on Tesla. There's a lot of institutionals, there's a lot of algorithmic trading bots that are responsible for a lot of the volume. Did anyone pump Tesla more than VA on Twitter last year? Talking about Value Analyst 1 on Twitter. Look how well that worked out. It's absurd to even think it. Everyone shares bullish tweets all day, every day. Yet the stock does what it does. Tesla will triple in 2022 was what VA tweeted hundreds of times in 2022. And strangely continues to tweet in 2023. I said, funny you should mention VA, the only other Twitter handle I've ever publicly tweeted about blocking, and encouraged others who support Tesla and its CEO to do likewise. Also, related to this conversation, here's a tweet from Eric Balchunas on Twitter. The volume in Tesla lately is unreal. It's regularly trading more than the next 5 to 6 stocks combined and double the S&P 500 index, on pace to trade over $6 trillion worth of shares this year. So this is the turnover, the volume velocity on Tesla stocks because of the options trades, right? Each one option contract is 100 shares of Tesla worth of volume, right? And Tesla is the number one security by a mile. Look at this, $16 billion a day worth of Tesla stock trading hands. Way, way more than these other stocks on the list, right? What you're saying is that they caused that massive spike in volume? If so, you've gone off the deep end. Let me try again for the 4th time. I do not think some guy tweeting wild predictions for Megapack profitability caused rapid share price appreciation. I do think he tweeted them hoping more people would buy Tesla stock and call options like the ones he was holding. And if you can't get on board with this idea, then you don't understand what FUD is, right? People who short Tesla, people who sell Tesla stock short, spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the hopes of driving the stock price down, in the hopes of driving a negative narrative that causes the share price to go down so that they can cover at a lower price and make a profit. That's how it works on the short side. If you believe that it's working that way on the short side, and there is overwhelming evidence that people do that, hoping that they can influence the direction of the stock price, then you believe that there are people on the long side trying the opposite, trying to point out catalysts for future growth. We see this a lot. I don't think I'm alone in observing that sometimes people who are long a stock try to promote positive narratives about that stock. So JP comes into the conversation here. Simple question, is the Tesla web scrape true, yes or no? You fail to address information repeatedly for the sake of appearing sanctimonious. Answer that question before your next tweet. Because JP tagged ZeroSumGame33 Mark Henry later in the thread, he came back and replied to it here. So what he replied with was, unfortunately, I can't see this clown's tweets, so I'm in the dark here. That's the missing tweet. There's a lot of nonsense, but if this is central point, he thinks those, me and you, who have simply dug deep and aggregated a lot of data that's confirmed Tesla primary source and credible secondary sources as pumpers. I guess if you don't have a YouTube channel, it's a red flag. Well, I'm not going to try to unpack any of that. I'll just say, I never said the information scraped from the website wasn't what it is. JP wants to change the subject and take it back to, is Megapack a good investment? Yes, it's a good idea that Tesla built a Lathrop facility to produce Megapack and that they're going to try to ramp it this year. That's good. The faster they can do that, the better. What's bad and what's irresponsible is to guarantee Tesla investors that Tesla will very quickly ramp Megapack. ZeroSumGame is telling people that Tesla is already at 21 megapacks per day, and the evidence does not support that claim. Very quickly ramp Megapack to high volume and sell it at extremely aggressive gross margins, greater than 70% gross margin this year, 2023, is what ZeroSumGame has been tweeting. Those are both irresponsible because neither is likely to be true. In my estimation, those are too aggressive. And if that were where it ended, we would just have a disagreement, a difference of opinion on what we're projecting for Tesla. But to then add on to that Tesla has unlimited pricing power, well, now that's a lie. That's not, you're misleading people. Some people will read that and believe you that Tesla has unlimited pricing power, that no matter how much they raise the price, they're going to continue to have a 2-year backlog of order from utilities wanting to buy Megapacks. That's not the case. If that were true, Tesla would be charging 100 times as much per megapack, right? If the pricing power were really unlimited. So I had to make a video about that. I like Tesla's jumped in. You don't come off as a pumper. Zero does by saying things like this, bringing it back to the screenshot at the top of the thread. Luca Atala jumps into the conversation here. James, I'm on your side most of the time, but what difference it does who Zero is and if he's a pumper or not? If his research is valid, these attacks are ad hominem. So I replied, whose attacks are ad hominem? I hope you mean Mark Henry's ad hominem attacks on me, Bradford S. Ferguson, Matt Smith, Farzad Misbahi, Tesla Gang, and Hans C. Nelson. Among many others, ZeroSumGame has insulted on Twitter who were just trying to ask him questions about his projections. You know, most people, when they make projections, are happy to answer questions about them because it shows people are interested in your approach, in your process, in the assumptions that you made, and they're happy to discuss them. The pattern that we see from ZeroSumGame over and over again is dismissiveness, arrogance, hostility and aggression towards people who are just asking questions, trying to figure out, hey, why do you think this year Tesla will be over 70% gross margin on Megapack? That seems really hard to believe, given that they're still so early in the ramp for this factory. Labor costs are going to be high per unit produced. When it's at low production, right? It's going to be hard to achieve a gross margin that high when the factory isn't at design capacity intent yet. Yeah. He boasted of blocking greater than 400 Tesla accounts yesterday, or as Mark Henry would describe them, cult members, who are providing him feedback. Hey, Mark, your behavior is unacceptable. Your aggression towards people is childish, and you should consider changing your behavior. If he did it, his as well, but it doesn't affect his work. If attacks are about his character and portfolio strategy, so are these attacks. Okay, so that's where we came in to the tweet that started this whole video. And let me show you the tweet that I sent yesterday, just to put a button on this. At his request, I have blocked ZeroSumGame33. In my humble opinion, anyone who wants a civil Tesla retail investor community on Twitter should do likewise. For most of the time, we have a civil Tesla retail investor community on Twitter. Most of the time, people are nice to each other. There's a lot of great people in the Tesla community, and it makes you enjoy your time on Twitter. What makes my time on Twitter less enjoyable is the hostility, the aggression, the name-calling coming from this account. Do I have to tolerate that in my Twitter experience? No, I do not. And I finally decided to block this account, who's been blocking me almost every day since he learned I exist. Too often he aggressively attacks and insults good people rather than answer questions about his extremely bullish Megapack predictions. What exhibits do we have here? This first one is him saying clown, three clown emojis, followed by thank God that I blocked him. Here's one where he asks me, who made you the cult leader? Just curious, so another reference to our community as being a cult. What do we have here? A tweet from EM at MADDASS1218. Let me guess, Mark, you're assuming they make 21 a day from the Tesla video where they said they can? Meaning, you know, an instantaneous rate that may have been achieved only one time ever. They didn't say they are. From Bradford's Megapack counting, it proves you are misinterpreting what Tesla is showing in the video. Can is not are. You're way off. Retweeting Bradford Ferguson, saying that Tesla is producing 3 to 5 megapacks per day, not 21 to 25 megapacks per day. To which ZeroSumGame replied, with some name calling that you can see on your screen. And just forecasting that Tesla's going to deliver 2,142 Megapack XLs in Q1 of 2023. Well, we'll see if that happens or not. It won't. It's too aggressive. It's too high. That's more than Tesla is producing. And lastly, our exhibit here of the bullish, hyperbolic, aggressive expectations. Here's where you see gross margin expectation in 2023 of 73%, rising to 78% in 2024, and then 82% in 2025. This is from the pinned tweet thread on Mark Henry's Twitter account, estimating Tesla will earn $3 per share in EPS from selling megapacks out of Lathrop in 2023. So that's unreasonably high, and it would have been fine to just have somebody out there believing really bullish things if they would just explain what their assumptions are and be nice. But that seems beyond what Mark Henry is willing to do, blocking 400 people in the Tesla community yesterday. So that's the video. That's why I'm blocking Mark Henry at ZeroSumGame33, and why I would encourage you to do as well, and thereby improve your Twitter experience. That's my video for today. So we'll check back into the Loki's bed cam, where he has not moved. He will eat his breakfast later, don't worry about Loki. And with that, I'll say if you enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel over here. If you're interested in supporting the work I do, there's links in the video description. Thank you as always to my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Halter Ferguson Financial, and I will see you in the next one.